What's up, guys? Welcome back for episode 3 of Mic Drop Music Talk. I am so excited. I have a very special guest here with me today, Alonzo. I had to sing it like you.
Alonzo.
I mean, I did my best. Obviously, you're the pro
here. You actually
here.
have a beautiful voice.
Don't tell me that.
Yes,
oh my gosh.
You know now.
I'm going to switch career paths. The show is over. Thank you guys for coming. I am going to be a recording artist. Do you want to teach me everything you know? He's like, well, I didn't agree to that.
I can show you a few things.
But you're a pro. You, obviously, guys, as you'll learn, he has had a very accomplished career. He's a superstar in the making, on the rise. But tell us a little bit about your background. Like, how did you get to this point?
When I get asked that question, I just be like, well, we'll be here like all day.
I know. Spark Notes version?
Yeah, I'll give you the Spark
Notes.
Oh, the funny thing, Shannon just said that she just taught me what that was last night.
Spark Notes?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, by the way, he is a friend of Shannon, our first episode, Shannon McGreen.
Yes.
So that's how we were connected. Much love to you, Shannon.
Yes, I love Shannon. And she was saying the Spark Notes, and I was like, what is Spark Notes version? But I remember I did used to use that back in school.
The Spark Notes?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me the Spark Notes.
All right, so I was born in Chicago, raised in a small town about an hour and a half away from Chicago. It's called Rockford, Illinois. And I'd say my whole entire life I was inclined to the arts, but there was up until like 7th grade, I had never fully gone into it.
What held you back?
It was just a lot of doubt. I was a super depressed and angry kid. Like, I battled with anger and depression for a lot of my childhood. And
what kind of caused that breakthrough moment in 7th grade that you were like, fuck it, let's do it?
So I entered a talent show. It was my first performance in front of a big audience, and I won. And I got that standing ovation in 7th grade. And just imagine, like, 7th grade, you're like,
that's
what's
the
that,
pivotal
13?
Time. Yeah.
Like, you're about to be a teenager or almost a teenager. And just imagine all the years before that being just really dark for me. Like, I was always in trouble, getting suspended from school, always fighting, just upset. I was on medication for depression. Like, I was really going through it. And from that moment, that night that I got that standing ovation, it was like the first time in my life where I felt like seen and I felt like acknowledged, because a lot of my life I just felt like invisible. And from that moment on, like, I stopped getting suspended. And my mom, and I stopped taking my medication on my own. And this was like years later. And she was like, wait, what happened? Do you not take your medicine? And I was like, I don't need it.
Wow. So music really healed you, it sounds like.
Yeah. And I started off as a dancer. So
Is that what you did in the talent show?
Yeah. I impersonated Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Dressed up as Michael, yes. And it was the most sketch Michael Jackson costume ever. I just got one of my mom's blazers. I had a white t-shirt, and she had a little extension just sitting on her dresser. And I took that. It was like this big of an extension, and I stuck it on I was bald everywhere else, but I stuck that extension right on the front. And I was Michael Jackson.
The crowd bought it, clearly.
Yep.
Michael Jackson, I could see that.
Yeah.
Was he like a big influence on you?
Yeah, early on for sure. Michael, I just loved Michael. And it was not even like just the music, but it was like this power that was around him that really fascinated me. Like, and I'm still to this day, there's just no one that can pop out on stage and they need to have like several ambulances sitting there.
Because people lose their minds.
Will faint.
Yeah.
Like, literally got to get carried out on stretchers. That doesn't happen anymore.
No.
Yeah.
He was definitely like in a league of his own, 100%.
Yeah.
So from this 7th grade moment, you started taking classes? Were you self-taught, or how did you kind of grow in your craft?
So I think that was a moment, like I had always had interest in it, but that was a moment where I was like, okay, I want to do this. Mm-hmm. And then I started entering more talent shows, and I started to become really popular around town. Mm-hmm. Then from there, went to high school. I ended up choosing an arts high school because once I found that passion in middle school, I was like, all right, I'm going to go into the creative and performing arts program, which was this program in the high school that kind of had bred so many other stars. Like Michelle from Destiny's Child graduated from my high school through this program. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the Kappa program. And freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, I won the talent show again.
What?
Every year. So
they're like, okay, I'm not entering anymore. Alonzo's doing it. I'm out.
Senior year, they was like, you cannot compete. You need to be a judge. You've done your
time. Wait, did you actually judge?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was a judge for senior year. They were just
like, we
no.
need to make it fair for the other kids. Yep. You've won enough. Wow.
Yeah. And so I had kind of like got really well known for being this dancer, and then it was actually in sophomore year that I had started a dance crew. Mm-hmm. And the dance crew
like America's Best Dance Crew,
yeah,
like
something
the show?
like it was around that time where we were kind of like
so what kind of dancing? More like street style?
Definitely like hip hop. We have like this style in Chicago called Chicago footwork. Mm-hmm. So we would like footwork and pop and hip hop and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And that dance crew is how the America's Got Talent happened and all of the things that happened after that.
Guys, he was also on America's Got Talent. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was the dance crew from high school. Mm-hmm. I had started it in 2006, and we actually went on another television show called 106 in Park. This was back when
I know 106 in Park. Yeah.
People don't remember this stuff.
I know it.
Our age is showing.
I know.
Get off my lawn!
We'll edit that part out.
But this was like back when they would count down music videos.
Oh my God, I lived for that shit.
Yes,
I would watch it every morning getting ready for school.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so 106 in Park would have a dance competition on Wednesdays called Wild Out Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And so, long story short, my crew, which was, my name of my team was Fatally Unique. Mm-hmm. Fatally Unique went on 106 in Park in 2009 and 2010 and won there. And I guess we were.
You touch it, you win.
We were winning nonstop. And then from there, America's Got Talent seen us on the show. Mm. Producers from AGT reached out to me, and in 2011 we were semifinalists.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you've had like an extremely successful career as a dancer, and then you just all of a sudden were like, you know what? I can sing too.
I can.
So were you like hiding that from people? Did people not know that you could sing?
So my whole life I wanted to be a singer. Mm-hmm. My grandfather was a musician. My mother's father, he played so many instruments. My mother's baby brother, my uncle, he was a singer. And whenever I was by myself, like in my room, I would like definitely have a remote control.
Yep.
And sing it to the walls.
To the imaginary crowd.
Yes.
No, that's...
Yeah.
Me and Shannon were actually talking about this. I think that was kind of like an early form of manifesting, you know, visualizing the crowd.
Oh, yes.
And
yeah.
You didn't really realize you were doing it, but I think you were.
Seriously. And honestly, and it's going to sound crazy at 30 years old, but I still do it to this day.
As you should.
In my living room.
It's still effective.
It's so much more intense that I've gone into tears in my living room as if I was singing to an audience member.
It's so real. I'm so glad you do that.
Yeah, I definitely do. But I would say the moment that I had this, I guess, realization that music was going to be for real was actually on America's Got Talent. Because the whole time we're on this show, we're talking to millions. And our message, obviously being like this group of black kids from the hood, was like, fight for your dreams. Anything is possible. Rockford, Illinois was on Forbes as the 9th most dangerous city in the country.
Wow.
So we're on America's Got Talent, you know, fight for your dreams. But there was this moment where I was just like, how are you telling millions to fight for their dreams
If you're not going to do it yourself.
if you're not following your real dream? And so after America's Got Talent, we toured for a year. And then I said,
So you guys went on tour?
Yeah.
Wow.
We did a school tour.
Nice.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to do music full time.
Okay. And then from there, how did you kind of end up in LA? Like, you transitioned from living in Chicago to LA at some point.
Yeah. So America's Got Talent was 2011.
Okay.
2012 was the tour. 2013, I responded to an ad on Craigslist. this was back in Craigslist days. Don't do that now.
No, I've gotten jobs, like Craigslist is legit.
To this day?
Yeah. I got a job off Craigslist, a really good job too.
So this was back in the days where, like, I don't even know, but long story short, the ad said seeking singers and dancers for international tour. And
You're
I
like,
was,
me.
And so long story short, 2013, I actually ended up going to China.
Off of
Craigslist. I went to China to do a tour for 3 months.
What?
And then that tour, I kind of built a name for myself that tour. And from 2013 to 2016, I had became the biggest selling nightclub singer in China for like 4 consecutive tours. Yeah.
You have like a whole other alter ego in another continent.
It was a whole thing. And
that is so fun.
Insane.
Have you been back? You probably have like the Michael Jackson effect in China.
Literally. There's a video on YouTube right now of me standing outside of a club and all of these Chinese people running up to me trying to snatch posters out of my hand. They're like, fighting over the last one. It was a completely different lifetime. But I was able to save up enough money to get here to Los Angeles. And I moved to LA in 2015. And I went back to China 2016 and 2017. I haven't been back since 2017.
Wow. So pretty much 2018 to now, you've been fully on like the Hollywood hustle.
Yes. Yep. Because what was happening was I had all of this success in China. And, you know, China's a communist country. They have really, really strong censorship. So you can't get to Google. You can't get to YouTube, Facebook.
Wow.
Anything.
How did that affect your performances? Did you have to hold back a lot of your personality or?
No, because they love that on the stage.
It just can't be on the internet.
Yeah, well, there were ways around it. Like you could get a VPN, which is like a virtual private network. And so I could access these things and still be able to post on social media. And actually during those days, Instagram was still...
It wasn't like it is now. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That makes me feel so old.
We just are aging ourselves left and
crazy.
right.
But yeah, in those days...
Back in the olden times.
Instagram was still getting on its feet. Yeah. And so, long story short, it wasn't benefiting me
promotionally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because they all knew me. I was making a lot of money. And to this day, I could go back and do a tour. But I was just like, I want something more than this. And I've always been that way. Like, I went from America's Got Talent to China.
China's Got Talent.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And so after that, I was like, all right, I want to focus on my own country. And that's what started with 2018. I was like, go time.
Absolutely. Yeah. And before we dive in more to the LA chapter of life, we're going to play a little game. All right, guys, we're going to play a little game of cards, and we're going to see if Alonzo here can keep his poker face while we ask these questions. So go ahead.
Okay.
Pick a card, any card.
If my life depended on singing every lyric correctly, I would blank.
Like, what song would you choose?
I would choose, singing every lyric correctly.
You gotta get every single word right.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! That's cheating.
Because, girl, I don't know no words to no songs.
Wait, seriously?
I forget the words to my own songs.
artist says this. I think it's so funny. You guys are all like, no, I don't even know my own.
I don't even know my own songs.
Happy Birthday was the smart choice.
Yep. Oh, I'm trying to win, okay?
He's trying to win. Okay, go next.
If I weren't a performer, I would be There were two things, but the first one to mind would be a dolphin trainer.
I love that. Dolphins are my spirit animal.
Yes, I love dolphins.
That's such a wholesome, like, I'm sure it is stressful in real life, but in my head, it sounds like a very relaxing profession.
Yeah.
Just get to play with animals.
Literally, as a kid, I was like obsessed with dolphin shows because they used to have them at the zoo.
Yeah.
And I think what it really is that I'm really obsessed with like superpowers and
the
Marvel
echolocation.
Well, just the magic of it. So like when the trainer would do like this,
do the flip.
Yeah, and it'd jump out and I was like, wait, they got powers, but they were really blowing that like silent whistle to make them do things. But anyway,
well,
that's why.
You have a solid backup, it sounds like. We'll see if maybe SeaWorld is on Craigslist.
Yes.
You never know.
Yo.
There's a chance. Okay?
Okay.
3 more, guys. 3 more. Who's gonna be?
The most necessary item to bring on tour is my fan.
Your fan?
Yes, I have
like a personal fan?
Yes, it's a mini fan that has like D batteries. Her name is Barbara. I named her.
Barbara.
The blue fan. And she's in the corner of my bunk because I can't sleep without a fan.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Even on a tour bus, you just have to have that personal AC situation.
Well, the tour bus, they usually keep a tour bus cold. It's always freezing cold, but I need the sound of the fan right there blowing directly into my face.
That's so interesting because so many people hate that.
Yeah, and then they say it's not good for singers, but I've been doing it since I was a kid, so.
Has Barbara just been with you the whole way? Is there been a Barbara too, or?
Well, before Barbara, there was Mason. Mason was on tour with me in China, which was this blue little toy fan. And Barbara is Mason's mother.
Oh, I love that you kept it in the family.
Yeah, my friends know this. Like, I'll show up with it, and they'll be like, oh, you brought Barbara today. Like, they know.
Do you just like run hot, or that's the way you are?
I just don't like.
I feel bad. I should have turned on the fan now. If I would have known, we have a Barbara right here.
She would have come if we were gonna be under the conditions.
If
where
I
we would
only
need her.
knew. Next time I will have Barbara ready to go.
Yes.
Okay. One more.
All right. Most embarrassing moment on stage. I've definitely fell in China.
Fell?
Yes. They used to have like these risings. Their stages would rise. Because I performed in a lot of nightclubs. So the stage would be, in some clubs, the stage would be down. And that would be the dance floor. And then when it was time for a performer to come up, it would rise out of the ground and become a stage. And so there were a few different moments where I didn't realize that the end of the stage was there. And I would be on the floor.
But you could probably like do a spin or something, like play it off. Like.
Sometimes it wasn't that easy. Like I was just down.
Just down.
Just
Did they laugh? Or they were like more respectful? They were like, it's fine. I just always laugh when people fall. I can't help it. It's so
funny. Shame on you.
I know. But I laugh when I fall
too.
I fall all the time. It's just
clumsy.
Funny. It's funny. It's funny when people fall. It's like on every prank show. It's just people wiping me off. I'm not alone in this.
Oh my gosh.
Now I feel bad. Okay, last one.
Okay.
I'm gonna tug on the heartstrings a little bit.
Okay.
Because we had some laughs. Now I'm going for tears. No, I'm just kidding. Don't cry. I don't want to get anybody to cry.
Please, because I can cry.
Here we go. Oh my gosh.
Okay. If I got everything I'm working for, I would feel relieved.
Relieved. That's a good one. I wasn't expecting that.
Because I have just been going so hard, like, and even to this very day, like, I am like head down, just
tunnel vision.
Yes. And I haven't looked up for a really long time. And so
I feel that.
If I could look up and be there, I would be like,
Deep breath.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
It was all worth it. What does the finish line look like for you? Like in your, like we're talking about the visualization, like how do you see your perfect life?
Ooh, how do I see my perfect life?
Like if you got everything you wanted.
I would say my perfect life looks like, or at least career, I just have my fans and I'm on tour. It doesn't need to be like world stadium tours.
Michael Jackson level,
Yes.
yeah.
But if I just got my fan base and even if I'm just touring like House of Blues type of venues. So I got my fans, I'm touring, I'm financially secure. Mom is taken care of. And the two things that I want are a driver and a chef.
Oof.
I hate driving and I hate cooking.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
that's
gosh,
all
and
I
they like
need.
live in your house and just like,
Yes.
it's dinner time.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And I don't want a big house. I just want to be
Just enough.
I just want like a penthouse at the top of someone's high rise. I'm a Chicago boy, so
Yeah.
I need a high rise at the top of the building, my own elevator, doorman, and I'm good. Yeah.
Well, I see it happening for you. If you could see it, you could be it, and you're on your way.
I received that.
All right, guys. I'm so glad nobody shed any tears. Let's get back into the happiness. Let's talk about all the exciting things going on in your life right now, because you are killing it. You have so much going on. What's new? What's coming out? I heard there's a new song in the works. We have a visual album. Like,
it's been a lot. I just released a new video to. It was actually the last visual from the album to my song With Myself. And I'm wearing my album shirt today.
ooh.
The album is called Enough.
And I was gonna ask you, enough can mean a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Is it like I've had enough, or is it like I am enough?
All of those.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, because enough.
Oh, that's such a powerful
Yeah,
word.
it was.
Enough.
It was like leading up to the album. Obviously, I had been doing music since 2013, like from the China days. I didn't release my first single until 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, so
You were just like banking them, or what?
I just didn't think I was enough, and nothing was enough for me. You know, it was like so much of me just getting in my own
Self-doubt.
way. Yeah, and I think that it's a thing that we all have in common, where we feel like we need certain things to make a move. I need this much money.
So true.
I need to be in this place in my life. And I don't know what I thought I needed, but all I know is that I went years and years without releasing music. Now, I was still performing, and even around LA, I was performing, and people would be like, where can I hear you? You're so amazing, because live music is really my thing. And so they're like, we love you. Where can I hear you? And I had nowhere to send them, you know? And so anyway, leading up to the album, I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I am enough. We are enough, you know?
I've had enough.
Yes,
Let's just do
let's
it.
do it.
And it was executed so beautifully. I was watching the videos this morning, and your level of production, the imagery. I know there's layers to each video, and we could probably talk till the cows come home. But
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like I needed to do music videos.
I love that. And I feel like
yeah.
music videos are a dying art a little bit.
Yeah, because we don't have our countdowns anymore, you know?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
But we should bring them back.
we totally should.
But I also, it's weird. Because I feel like, just like you were saying, how we would have those countdowns and we would watch music videos all the time. That was a big thing. But I also think you're really smart to do a visual album, because that's a huge trend right now, too.
Yeah, and I really try to do things like to the level of excellence.
Yep.
So I know that as independents, like we don't have budgets, you know, and we're trying to make ends meet and we're trying to compete with these
So
celebrities.
this was fully self-funded, this whole project.
Fully self-funded. And
I'm just gonna give you a little clap for
Thank
that,
you.
because that, once you guys check it out, it's kind of mind-blowing that was all you.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, I have worked every possible job I could to get the money that I needed to make things happen.
Yeah,
and
I can relate. Yeah.
And I didn't want to do it cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, my music video Distractions was like $10,000.
Fuck yeah.
It's like, how do you shoot a $10,000 music video? You got your own bills, you got all da. And I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I think that
they're performing really well, though.
they're doing great.
Yeah, you're very popular on YouTube, social media.
Thank you.
And I mean, it is weird because you see those numbers and you don't want to feel like this is my return on the investment, you know? But that's just kind of the world we live in.
Yeah, I hope that there will be a bigger return.
It will.
But I've always looked at it as just like, look, I'm going to sacrifice, and no matter what happens, I'm just going to keep creating. And that's what I've kind of I'm going to just keep releasing stuff. I'm going to do whatever I can, and hopefully I'll look up and be further than I was.
Yeah. You already are. I mean, think about it. Like, you were just saying 2 years ago you couldn't even put anything out, and now you have a $10,000 music video.
Yeah.
You're on this show right now.
Yeah.
You're doing all the things to get you where you want to go.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I am.
Thank
Seriously,
you.
that's
so sweet. I want to jump over this plant and hug you.
We can hug.
Oh, thank you so much.
No, of course.
Your
I'm
spirit.
serious.
I appreciate it.
It takes a lot. Obviously we're in different positions completely, but I know what it's like to put yourself out there and invest in yourself and do these things that seem crazy, but I really think it's going to work out for you. And it already has.
Yeah.
It really already has.
And that's the thing. It's like, when you're in it, you're in it, so you can't really see. And what I'm noticing is that often when you're trying to get forward, you have to kind of get like pulled back.
Yep.
Like, you ever like
definitely get
shoot a
tested.
bow and arrow, like you got to pull the arrow back to shoot it out. Or when you're jumping, like, if you want to get a good jump into the air, you got to go down first, you know? And so what I'm learning is that there are these moments where I am just constantly like feeling like I'm getting nowhere, and that's the pullback. But then all of a sudden, something happens, you know?
Didn't you just win an award the other night or something?
Yeah.
I thought I saw
Came
that on
out
your
of nowhere.
Instagram. What was that?
So I was nominated for the HAPA Awards, Hollywood African Prestigious.
Hell yeah.
And Best Independent Male. It came out of nowhere.
See, you always get those little sprinkles, like those
It's
little
always-
reminders.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm sure
the
that
same
felt
thing
really
that happened
good.
with I didn't even talk about this, but my first big opportunity in LA was this Prince tour that I did in 2019.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember reading about this. So did you basically like play Prince on this tour?
So this tour was the first tour ever sanctioned by the Prince estate after his death. And they initially went on tour just with an orchestra. There was no singer. They did a European run on their own. And then they brought it to the States, and they realized that they wanted a vocalist. But the thing is that Prince hated Prince impersonators.
Understandable.
He didn't like all of that kind of copying type stuff. And they could have got so many Prince impersonators to be a part of the tour, but long story short, I didn't know much about Prince.
Really?
My guy was Michael.
True.
And so, but I remind so many people of Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely kind of have a Prince energy to you.
I don't know what that is, but they say it all the time.
Yeah.
And so
It's
I
a good
kind
thing,
of
obviously.
I'll
He's very
take it.
beloved.
I'll take it. And so I had his essence kind of without trying, but that was one of the things that it was at a really dark moment in my life and career. And next thing you know, I'm on tour with the Prince Estate, essentially. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's just, there's so much. You've just accomplished so much. It's hard to even hit all the things that you've done, and you have so much going on still. You have a new song coming out.
Yeah. I love these moments.
Yeah.
Because... And these moments meaning like when I can talk about them.
Because it makes you realize, you're like, damn.
Like I
did that.
I did some things. Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely have.
It's just in this day and age when we have social media and all of these things constantly reminding us of where we are not, it's just, it can be difficult to remind yourself that all is well, you know.
Absolutely.
So the new song, it's called Black Boy Destiny. I partnered up with Movember. Are you familiar with Movember?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a charity. It's the biggest men's mental health charity in the world. And they launched a program called Rooted and Rising, which is a collective where they brought 10 black male content creators. And we all were responsible for creating content that would inspire other black males to take action in self-care. And so
I love that.
yeah,
That's
it's been amazing. I mean, the thing is that self-care hasn't really been a thing in the black community, especially for men.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be strong. We're supposed to not cry. It's just so much. And then the thing is we often neglect our self-care because even like if you imagine my story, trying to get out of the hood and start to travel the world and do all of these things, I was just so busy trying to work that I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't taking time out. Yeah. And so the song Black Boy Destiny is basically about this little black boy who had all of these odds against him, and he rised against the odds and went on to achieve all these amazing things.
It's a little autobiographical tune, it sounds like.
Yeah, and it's super inspirational.
Yeah.
It comes out on November 11th, which is 11/11. So,
look at that.
Yeah, I chose
it's
that.
so funny you say that too, because so far every single guest I've had on the show has a numbers thing.
I believe in the numbers.
I think science could maybe study this. I'm putting you guys on. Musicians and numbers, they're heavy. You guys are like, every person I've talked to is like, nope, we can't drop on that date. We got to do it on this date.
Yeah.
There's something to it.
I believe it because it's just, there is power around us that we don't
Can't see,
we don't see,
conceptualize,
but we can feel, And so for me, I'm always seeing 11/11 and 111 and 333. That's a really powerful thing for me. Like this, Enough was released on my birthday, which is March 3rd, which is 3-3. Year 21, 2 + 1 is 3. Like, I'm deep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
333 though. That's perfect. Look
Yeah.
at that. The power. The power is just
It's all about the power.
exuding. Well, I'm so excited for you, Alonzo. Seriously.
Thank you.
Thank you so
are
much for
so
coming by.
amazing.
No, this was
Yeah.
really fun, and I genuinely enjoyed hearing your story, and I'm sure everyone is gonna love it. And if you loved him like we did, you can keep up with him. Give us your socials.
At Story of Alonzo. All of my handles. TikTok is where I'm the craziest.
Oof.
Instagram, I kind of hold it together when I want to. But at Story of Alonzo.
Okay, well, I'm following you on TikTok then.
Oh,
My
yeah.
TikTok's kind of crazy too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta follow you
Yeah,
too.
let's be TikTok friends. We're aging ourselves again.
TikTokers.
Can we be TikTok friends? Okay, guys, well, we're going to be TikTok friends. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
All right, thanks, guys, so much for tuning in. If you want to keep up with us, you can follow us at Mic Drop Music, www.micdropmusic.com. We're on all social platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. You know what to do. Thank you, guys. See you next week.